Hey everyone, I'm gonna do something different today. I got a couple errands I gotta run and thought I'd take everybody on a joyride in my Land Cruiser. Show you what it's like to drive right-handed and tell you all the things that are hard about driving a right-hand drive. Stay tuned. So if you guys are thinking about getting a right-hand drive vehicle, but you're worried that it's just going to be too weird, just getting used to driving, you know, on the right-hand side and all that, let me tell you, it is a very simple thing to get used to. Even shifting is not that hard if you're used to driving a 5-speed. Shifting in a right-hand drive is really no difference. The clutch, brake, and gas pedal are all in the same place. Shifter's just in your left hand. The shift pattern is still the same. First, you know, is upper left hand, and that might take a little bit of getting used to. It didn't for me, but it took me probably about 10 minutes on the freeway to get totally used to it, and then it's just second nature. So the only thing that's different, and it's kind of a funny annoyance, is if I'm driving the excursion around and then jump in the Land Cruiser and it's raining, like it does in Washington, I'll go to turn the blinker on, but end up hitting the windshield wiper because, you know, your blinker is going to be on the opposite side of your shifting mechanism, whether it's a 5-speed or an automatic. Other than that, that's kind of the only thing that's funky about driving a right-hand drive. I'm a huge fan of the 80s. And this is an 89 Land Cruiser. It's kind of a dream rig for me. My first couple of Land Cruisers were HJ60s and a BJ40 diesel. And they're great rigs. They're so easy to work on because there's no computers, lots of room in the engine bay to get in there and do your fixins. And this one is no different. If you're wanting to get into doing your own work like I am, I stay away from the newer cars. And they're just so easy to work on. They come, you can get a manual, a Haynes manual, or get the factory manual and really go to town. That's kind of the reason why I sold my GTO. It was a right-hand drive twin turbo. I'm not afraid to work on it, but I didn't want to get into the technical aspects of it, of tearing it down and building it back up. It's just, you know, kind of intimidating. I didn't mind letting that one go. But this is one that's going to stay in our stable for quite a while. I really love this rig. So there's two more things that are kind of funky about a right-hand drive, no matter what kind of car it is. One is coming up to a stoplight that's turning left, and if you don't have a green light and you're kind of waiting on a yellow light to, you know, make that turn, if you don't have a dedicated light, it can be difficult if there's a car right in front of you on the other opposite end doing the same thing. You can't see around that car. You have to really like lean over to the left to try to get a view, and it's almost impossible. So just driving around town, I usually try to avoid that situation. There's only a couple of them out here, but it's enough to where I will seriously take the long way if I know there's going to be a lot of vehicles. that's kind of a, it's not an inconvenience or anything, but driving a right-hand drive obviously draws a lot of attention. So at stop signs, stop lights, whatever, and your windows down, I get a lot of, and I appreciate it always, but you do get a lot of attention and a lot of questions and compliments. So you will be talking a lot if you own one. And yeah, this one has always been an attention getter. I drove down to San Diego and Las Vegas a couple times in this, and I am always getting compliments and thumbs up and all this, and people will honk as they ride by and thumbs up, and I'm like, oh shoot, did I do something dumb? And they're just saying, hey man, nice rig, blah blah blah. So one of the bad things about owning a right-hand drive, man, you gotta talk to people. So I probably would never do a top 5 reasons to buy and top 5 reasons not to buy, and kind of do that clickbait thing, because there's really nothing I don't like about this rig. I knew what I was getting into, I knew what I wanted, and I went and got it. So if there's anything that I can think of that I don't like about it, there's just too many damn things right with this thing that makes it bearable. Land Cruisers in general have a very huge following on forums. I Hate Mud being one of them, and they provide a lot of technical advice and just all sorts of cool do-it-yourself things, and guys are really excellent about answering questions and not making you feel like a dum-dum. If you're just getting started and don't know a lot about it. Yeah, so definitely if you're into it, but you have a Land Cruiser and you're not a part of that community, definitely get in touch with those guys. So my HJ60 is very Spartan, very plain Jane. No offense to any plain Janes out there, or just regular Janes, but it's a very simple vehicle. The most technologically advanced piece of equipment in here is a double bin head unit, but I rarely use it. It has factory cable lockers that work, and I've used them a couple times in the Olympic Forest, and they work like a charm. I've never actually used lockers before, and it makes a night and day difference. So this is what I'm talking about. At a left-hand turn on a yellow light, I really can't see to make that turn on for oncoming traffic, but luckily this one has a green arrow for me to go on also. Minor inconvenience. And that ends the ride along in the HJ60. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.